Bless y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Sunroom, or should I say, another episode on the Sunroom. All right, so much love to you, the viewer, the listener, and those who are around tuning in as well. Let's get into this video today. So, today, man, it's very interesting because my whole mind thought process going into this is to release a video every Wednesday. But as I'm stepping more into this assignment and things like that, it's not only for me as a practice to stay consistent and to do my work and to show up, but also the things that I'm learning through my day-to-day life, my knowledge that I have, and like just implementing those knowledge so I can convert it into wisdom. These things I also am able to share with other people, and it's not just for me and my benefit only, you know what I'm saying? So by me listening to Spirit, I'm doing this video and going to release these things as I see them fit, you know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, usually around the change of the seasons is when I like to participate or go into that fasting period. I like to abstain from like food and things like that. So I take like a solid food vacation, and sometimes I'm looking at it as like a cleanse, a necessary cleanse, but also like just to get my vessel right, to clear my own channel, you know what I'm saying? But I got the reminder today because I was putting it off. I was putting it off for whatever my mind was thinking is the right time. A dream played out last night. I wake up, I rise, and I'm thinking to myself, I've never had a dream like this, ever. We just got a new family member, which comes in the form of a cat, and cats are very spiritually inclined. And she visited me in my dream. So that was like a familiar spirit or energy that I could like pretty much familiarize myself with. And I saw myself in places and interacting with beings that I've never seen before. And I'll say all of this to say this: it was for sure a spiritual attack. We are having a new moon today. Today is Wednesday, and there's a new moon. Energy is very heavy right now if you're paying attention. I try not to pay attention. That's why I'm outside as much as I am. I spend time to myself as much as I do because there's a lot of shit that's going on in the world that I have no control over, and I am not the author or the creator of this confusion. I am not the author or the creator of this destruction that's going on, or just the energy, the heaviness of the energy that's going on. There's one way to have heavy energy of just, man, this is high potent energy that I need to learn how to harness and ground into. And then there's another heavy type of energy where it's just dark, murky, confusing, calamity, chaotic, you know what I'm saying? And fasting, that's another thing that, so I'll speak on that, but I'm giving you all a background on how I just arrived to this point, you know what I'm saying? And man, trying to get my thoughts together because I'm really doing this off of the whim. And right now, I'll just go ahead and get into the other part of this video that I want to talk about, is knowing, because at the end of the day, know thyself first and foremost. Know thyself. And because I know myself and I'm stepping more in alignment with my trueness of my nature and my essence, I am a warrior thoroughly, not just in the physical form, but in the spiritual form. So when we're waging war against an enemy or an opposing energy, we have to attack it from different angles. So when we're getting attacked, the first thing first is having contact with the Most High. And then having spiritual contact with your ancestors or your spirit guides, whatever form they come as. Because I've been doing more inner work with my own inner creativity and activating these things, and also either rekindling my relationships with my inner world and my guides, or I'm learning new guides that were here and are here to help me in my service in the things that I do. But first of all, I have to cultivate these things within myself first before I can just start to outsource my energy for other people. The next thing is prayer. There's a lot of discussion within the spiritual and the religion community, them having a clash. It is what it is. But I'm going to let you know right now, the way people pray, especially in churches, aren't always in alignment with empowerment. A lot of people come with a place of lack. Some people, or a lot of people, come from the place of disempowerment, powerless, or just desperation. When we pray, we're supposed to pray in a place of having your feet on the ground, groundedness, empowerment, powering, having vision and clarity, not confusion, speaking things into existence that you want to attract to you, claiming your power, knowing who you are. So with all of these things, you can also say these are words of affirmations, whatever you want to call it. There's different intentions into things that we do, but it all starts there, is the intention. Hopefully my microphone is clear. I need to invest into another microphone. The way I speak is very direct, precise, as much as I try to make it. I can't control whatever other people might want to misconstrue my words. So I'm not going to try to play perfect, because I'm not perfect. And the way I look right now is very warlike, and I know it. But all of this is coming from a place of unconditional love. Because at the end of the day, energy is energy. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I stand for righteousness. So, with all that being said, knowing how, using your tools for warfare, basically. Fasting is not one of these fads just so you can reach your caloric deficit for your diet and shit. It's not about that. Sometimes people find things accidentally. Nah, you meant to be here. Sometimes people might find themselves doing things based off of vanity, like fasting. A lot of people come into the fasting realm with the intention of just being in vain. It's all about looks. I want to have my summer body ready. Well, you should have been getting ready before you had to get ready. And I'm speaking to myself at the same time, because there's a lot of things that I've just played with myself. I played myself in certain situations where I knew I need to keep cultivating these practices because it's feeding me and it's arming me to be equipped with the things that I am faced with when I step outside of the room, when I step outside of my house, I mean. So, all of these things, I would just go back to fasting because that's one of my favorite forms. Because when people come in with the intention, like I said, sometimes people accidentally discover this thing of like, whoa, I'm tapping into like a different energy of like the world around me and my connectivity. Almost like when people shroom. Not everybody shroom with the intention of getting to know thyself, going within, answering questions, asking questions, and connecting with their essence, the Most High, or just nature around us and just resetting. Some people just look at it as fun. I just want to get trippy. I just want to like just be careless. But you're opening yourself up to portals. At the end of the day, these things are portals. Our gates, we have to protect at all costs. What do I mean by gates? We have chakra centers. Our hands are gates. Our feet are gates. The other chakra centers in our bodies are gates. The root system is a gate to keep us grounded. The sacral energy is for sure a gate because we have the power to create life. And when we're stuck in these lustful ways and just clinging to the flesh and not really cultivating that sexual energy in a more beneficial way on a spiritual level, then we're extorting ourselves. We're depleting ourselves. Next thing, our stomach, having that good gut health and microbiome, protecting the gates, protecting the heart, keeping it open, of course, but also don't let nobody play with you at the same time. Because I step in this world with unconditional love. And people think that just because I talk softly, probably not in this video, but because I talk softly, people think that I'm just some docile man, and I'm not. I just play this role because that's just my natural way of being. One of my totems is an otter. Otters are very friendly. They're very inviting. I like to share with people. Hence why I'm doing this video. Whatever it is, I like to share with people. I like to have my times to be in contact with people and things like that, but other times I need my space. I love my solitude just as much as I love being around people and my loved ones. I love my solitude probably just more, just like a little more, just because I like to connect with nature. I like to speak to myself and my inner world because my inner world is so vivid and it's so alive. It's always been like this since I've been a child. I remember my mother, this is off topic. I remember my mother. I love learning stories from my family members because it's letting you know who you are. It's reminding you of who you are and like your true essence before you got impressed by the world and started inheriting or adapting to the ways of the world and things like that. I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. You know what I'm saying? And something that she told me was like, even when she took away my toys, it was hard to punish me because I still found something to play with. I still found some type of enjoyment just based off of just being around myself. You know what I'm saying? And going back to what I was saying, kind of forgot what I was saying, honestly. I'm just on a roll right now. I got just so much fire in me. Oh, so from the heart, people try to play with you just because you're unconditionally loving and you're understanding for a lot of things, that don't mean that it's okay because you're understanding. A lot of things that we have to remember within ourselves, just because you understand doesn't mean that it's okay for people to do what they're doing and to continue these things. Keep that in mind. That's something that I had to learn for myself. Throat chakra is another one. Speaking your truth, having that voice of clarity. That's why I love the Blue Jay. You're always going to hear it no matter what. It's going to stand out because every bird has their unique calling. But just to me, it's that Blue Jay. So speaking from that voice of clarity, speaking your truth, not holding it in. Do it from a place of love, of course. But at the end of the day, the truth doesn't coddle people's feelings. So whether somebody take it personal and it's the truth, or if they receive it well, it is what it is. We have no control over that. It is what it is. Next thing, your third eye chakra. Don't be so readily, for anybody that's new to this, don't be so readily trying to awaken or open your third eye, because that comes with a lot of responsibility. And with responsibility, with great power comes responsibility. Keep these things in mind. You want to be spiritually mature to also be able to not only get the power, but also to maintain and sustain the power. Because there's a thing called spiritual psychosis that people go through because they try to bypass and do these shortcuts. And that's something that I just learned in life. There's no shortcuts. And honestly, you don't want to have a shortcut because we need that foundation. We need a definitive foundation that's unshakable. And that foundation is knowing who you are. The next thing is your crown chakra. That keeps us connected with the world around us, and also for us to astral travel if we see fit. A lot of times when we're going into the dream realm, that's why I paid so much close attention, and that's why I pay a lot of respect to the dream realm, because our waking state, like how I'm walking around the world right now, is no different from my dream state. They're all simultaneously going hand in hand. So anything I try to hide from myself, or that sometimes people might try to hide from me, their true intentions, these things are getting revealed when we're in our sleep, or just things that we need to act on, create, just whatever it is can get revealed whenever we're in that dream state, because it's our subconscious playing out, and it's making our subconscious conscious, and it's in our awareness now. So the next day when we rise, all right, I might have some stuff that I need to work on, or okay, that was a dream for me to know that whatever I'm doing what I need to be doing. I'm in alignment, you know what I'm saying? So I did have these notes. Okay. And going back to the tools of warfare. So having connection with the Most High, having connection with your spirit guides, whatever the form that they come in that resonates with you. Excuse me. Fasting, prayer, words of affirmation. Also, you can have spiritual baths is another thing whenever we're cleansing our energy or cleansing our aura. Even walking through here, this is the first time I've noticed this, but I pay attention to my spirit animals and my totems. Spider is one of my totems. I walk through this area and there's these trees, and to my mind, it's a gate. but I had a spider blocking the gate. There was a way for me to go around, but I had to acknowledge that spider before I walked through that gate. And that was, to me, a good omen, because you got quote unquote bad omens and then you got good omens. It's basically information that we need to decipher and help us with our life. You know what I'm saying? Something smells very good coming from one of these trees. But yeah, so yeah, man. Having discernment, work on your discernment. Work on your discernment. Know thyself and keep in contact with your spirit. Fasting is going to help you a lot faster with that, but there's so many different ways of fasting, and I can probably go into a video about that as well. But that's what I had to say. I'm so fired up, man. Protect your peace at all costs. Protect your gates at all costs. Much love. May you, the viewer or the listener, and those that may be around you, receive this medicine and this message in the way that you need it for your life and for the embetterment of your life. Much love, bliss, and until next time.